Hey guys, I know it's been a minute, but Baller Life is back, and let's talk about 5 players that have something to prove this upcoming season. These players might be good or great, but have to either take the next step or change up their game to help the team that they're on. So let's get right into it. Number 5 on my list is Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis is coming off of a fabulous few years in New York, putting up averages of above 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks a game. But he's coming off a massive foot injury. Porzingis is one of the best setters in the game on both sides of the floor, when healthy. He is a beast of a player. At 7'3", he's a center who can dribble like a point guard and pull up from 3 like Steph, shooting about 40% from 3 last season on about 5 attempts a game. Porzingis definitely has something to prove because of the massive 5-year max contract that Dallas gave him this season. In about 1 year, we'll know whether that contract was terrible or a great buy for the Euro fighters, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, to play together. I definitely see that Luka Doncic is going to grow into one of the best players in the NBA, but hopefully Kristaps can stay healthy, and if he stays healthy, then hopefully he can help Dallas win games. That is something that New York was not able to do while Kristaps was there because of a lack of good players and role players around Kristaps. And although Kristaps is still young, he definitely has something to prove, and hopefully this season can win around 45 to 50 games with Dallas. Next on my list is Anthony Davis, and while some of you guys might be surprised to see him on this list, I think Davis has to prove that he's a winner this season. Davis spent 7 years in New Orleans maturing and becoming an MVP candidate, which he has been for the past few seasons. And while Davis has put up like 30 points and like 13 rebounds a season, he needs to do that while playing alongside LeBron. This season, that's going to be one of the funnest storylines and one of the funnest things to watch this season. I can't wait to watch LeBron and AD go at it against other players. Although there's going to be games where Anthony Davis has to just take reins of the offense and LeBron has to sit because he's getting older. LeBron is 34 this season, turning 35. And he needs to sit out some games and rest so he can save everything for the playoffs. I think that the Lakers are going to make the Western Conference Finals, and we'll see if they make the finals. But Anthony Davis has to step up and prove that he can not only be an MVP candidate, but also a championship caliber player. At number 3 on my list, I have Kemba Walker. Kemba, coming into the season, has proved that he's an all-NBA caliber point guard and can be the focal point of an offense. This summer, when Kemba signed with Boston, he was obviously tired of losing games and winning meaningless ones in Charlotte. Kemba, along with Tatum, Brown, and the addition of Enes Kanter, will propel Boston to be a good offensive team. But to win games, Kemba's going to have to provide not only great offense, but solid, good defense, and has to be a two-way point guard this season. Kemba's definitely going to get along better with Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge. Obviously, that's why he signed there, than Kyrie Irving, and I think Kemba will be definitely a better locker room guy and definitely a veteran presence, as Kemba spent around 9 years in Charlotte. Although Kemba has established himself as one of the best point guards in the league and an annual All-Star, he has to win games and get past the juggernauts of the Eastern Conference, the Sixers, and the Bucks. I don't think Kemba's going to have to put up 26 points like he did in the past few seasons. I think he's going to put up around 24, 23, be an All-Star, and he's going to have some help definitely from Jason Tatum, which brings me into my next person. Normally, people don't put 2 teammates on lists like this, but I feel like Jason Tatum definitely needs to be on a list like this. Last year, in the 2018 playoffs, Jason Tatum had a rookie LeBron caliber performance, averaging crazy numbers and propelling Boston not only to the Eastern Conference Finals, but literally like 5 minutes away from the NBA Finals. Jason Tatum this season has to step up, improve all his numbers like he did last year, shoot around 40% from 3, and create offense not only for himself but for his teammates. Hopefully Tatum will definitely realize his defensive potential this year, help Boston win games, and just improve all around. He needs to take that jump and be an all-star alongside Kemba. I know people put unreal expectations on Jason Tatum last year after what he did in the playoffs 2 years ago, but I think Tatum is going to be what they hoped last year this year. Finally, at number 1 on my list, I have Russell Westbrook. Westbrook has been really one of the most controversial players in the NBA, and depending on who you talk to, he's either a championship level point guard or a stat padder. Whatever the case, Westbrook has something to prove. after losing out on another All-NBA teammate and going out in the first round. I find it kind of interesting though that Westbrook would end up on Houston, which is a analytics-based team, and Westbrook is not a player that is favored by analytics at all. I think Westbrook this season is definitely going to give James Harden some rest, kind of like what Chris Paul did, even though he was injured. I think Westbrook needs to create offense like he always does, but not only that, but when Harden has the ball, he definitely has to move more off ball. Not saying like Steph Curry, but definitely more off ball. Has to improve his catch and shoot three, which has been his best 3-point shot, by the way. He needs to stop taking those pull-up threes because those just aren't going anymore, and neither is his mid-range shot. Westbrook is getting older, and as he's getting older, his athleticism is declining. I don't think this season he's going to be the same player as he was when he won his MVP. I think Westbrook is still going to attack the rim more, and I think he's going to be a better player for Houston than Chris Paul. But at the end of the day, it's up to Westbrook not to take those terrible shots. If you guys remember last season, if you guys watched the game where Russell Westbrook had that 20-20-20 triple-double against the Spurs, Westbrook was making great decisions, turning over the ball minimally, and just overall had a great performance and helped them win. They need that Westbrook if they're going to go far into the playoffs, and hopefully Harden. It's going to be interesting to watch Harden and Westbrook play together, but I think they can make it work, kind of like when no one thought that Chris Paul and Harden could play together. I think Westbrook's going to handle the ball even when Harden's on the floor, but definitely is going to give Harden some much-needed rest from last year when he was putting up crazy numbers. This is the season where Westbrook can show people that he's not only just a good point guard and sometimes a stat pattern, but can silence the haters and show the world that he's a championship level point guard. Like I said, we need to see more of that 20-20-20 triple-double Russell Westbrook. Even then, he doesn't have to go out there every night and get a triple-double like that, but he just needs to go out there and make good decisions, minimize his turnovers, and just overall play good offense and defense. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought in the comment down below. Let me know if I missed someone or if you guys wanted someone else on this list. Anyway, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell right by my name to get notified whenever I post a new video, and take it easy, guys.